All right, ladies, this is Alex from mindfulattraction.org. I like this area. Oh my goodness, look, I'm in Prospect Park right now, and it's so dope. Like, look at this. Like, I'm in. Well, but anyway, today I'm gonna be talking about how to call a guy on his BS without losing him. All right, because I know a lot of you ladies need to call some guys on their BS. You know, you guys are going a little crazy and shit. You guys, I need to call him on that shit, right? But I'm gonna show you guys how to do it without losing him, right? But before that, yo, look at this, yo. Look at these little animals. You got little ducks right here. I mean, you got the little That's how you zoom in, right? You got the little ducking and stuff like that. I mean, the little, what you call it? What do you call the little animals? The little turtles and stuff, right? Look at them. Look at them. Look at a little cute little animal right there. Look, boom. Oh man, look at them chilling and shit, right? See, they don't even talk, man. How boring are they, right? Is that like a little threesome or something like that? Right? all right. That's enough for me for one day. Okay, here we go. Sorry, lady. All right, let's just start it. So, essentially, a lot of women struggle with calling guys out on their bullshit, right? Because they don't know how to do it the right way without looking crazy and without losing his interest, right? Because you guys might say, I don't want to look like I'm trying too hard, or I don't want to look too needy and whatnot. So I completely understand. where you guys are coming from, right? I'm sorry about that. I'm trying to fix this. I completely understand where you guys are coming from, because sometimes when you're in let me tell you this, when you're in that place, that means you're already fucked up in a way, right? When you're afraid to confront them, because the power dynamics is already on his side. Now, a lot of the times, power dynamics are based on illusions. Power dynamics are based on somebody buying into the agreed roles, right? For example, oh, goddamn, I hate those. I hate gooses. I don't know why I hate gooses. For example, it's kind of like parenting, right? If you notice, when you were a child, you may say to yourself, "Damn, like, reality, I really wasn't forced to really listen to my parents." Like, once you look back at your parents, you notice that it was all an illusion. You know, the little look and stuff like that. Like, you don't know that you were able to like call the cops on them and get them in trouble. You don't know that. So, essentially, yo, these animals are giving me some hard ass looks, especially these birds. Look what you looking at, nigga, shit. So what was really going on is that I was buying into the role. My mom was a big one, I was a smaller one, right? And that's normal. So in relationships, a lot of the times is you buying into those roles, is you accepting those roles, those predisposed roles. Sometimes the role is he's better than me and I need him, and he's actually the prize and I'm the one who won him over. All right. So you walk out, it's almost as though you're walking on eggshells. But the primary reason why you may fuck up, but that confronting him feels fearful, is because of neediness, the need to have him, and the fear of loss. When you have a fear of loss, you usually are jaded. You usually walk on eggshells. You usually are hesitant. When you say something, you kind of like modify, right? You're like, oh my God. And at the same time, you're kind of afraid of certain reactions. So even when you say something, even when you open your mind, even when you open your mouth to say something, to stand up for yourself, people feel that you're kind of scared to stand up for yourself. So what you have to do then is, it's not even to learn how to confront them. Learn how to call a guy on his BS, because it happens a lot with guys. For example, with me, when a girl doesn't text me back, right, or when I notice that a girl was supposed to go out with me and she doesn't show up to the date. It doesn't happen often, but it happens. What do you do then? What do you do? Do you confront the woman and say, "Yo, wait, what the fuck are you?" Right? Do you do that, or do you just ignore it? That's all based on your personal standards. Now, the problem is that you wanna have predisposed standards, predisposed barriers. That's not based on reaction, but based on logic. Saying, if this happens, I will do this. If this happens, I will do this. Like when a girl does flake on me, I'm not making a decision based on neediness. I'm just basing it on fact. It's kind of like firing someone. Look, man, nothing personal. We just have to do what we got to do. You see? So that's what tends to happen. And so when you're needy, when you're afraid of that, people are not. You're not really going. You're going to, in a way, to never win out. So if you notice that he's flirting with other women, and you want to tell him that, even if you have the right strategy, because of neediness, he's gonna feel that, and so you're gonna be afraid to say it because you know he's gonna read through your neediness. So what you have to do then is let go of the outcome. You have to observe the neediness first. Like, notice the neediness, notice it, and notice how you're trying to prevent losing him. So that's the thing, it's lack of self-awareness. You're afraid of the outcome, so you just have to bring awareness to the neediness. Because anything that you do with neediness is not going to work, essentially. Anything you do with neediness is not going to work. So the way you do is this. You got to get yourself in a state of, I don't care, like in indifference. Indifference, all right? So the way that you do this is to literally, you have to become your own source of positive emotions. You do this through meditation. Oh God, I always go back to the same stuff, I know, but there's a reason why I go back to it. You have to go back, because when you meditate, you become your own source of positive emotion, and you create an ecosystem of goodness inside of you. So that when you do talk to the guy and you confront them, even if you feel nervous, because you are accepting the nervousness, you're able to speak your mind and not care what he thinks. Because for the most part, when you're talking to the guy and you want to confront them, you are afraid of what's going to happen. You're afraid of what he might say. You're afraid of you might lose him. But in this situation, you have to act like you have nothing to lose. You have to say the things that you're going to say without caring about how he's going to react. You have to do that. Or else it's going to be difficult for you to confront them. It is. And it's going to be hard for you because you're afraid of losing him. Look, man, to call a guy out on his bullshit, you just have to have your own barriers, your own personal barriers, your own personal standards as to what you will or will not accept from people. And so when you do confront them, feel as though you are your own parent speaking on your behalf, and say, you know what, I think you're just bullshitting me, right? But it cannot come from a place of the defensiveness. Like, notice inside of yourself if there's any defensiveness. Notice if you're being defensive. Because being defensive, it's once again, it's going to make you react. So you cannot be defensive. You just have to talk, but notice if there's any defensiveness in you. Just notice it. Don't act under defensiveness. Just notice yourself being defensive. Once you notice yourself being defensive, rather than acting, you observe it, and then act. Because if he says something and there's something you feel defensive, right? You feel like a surge, like, oh fuck, no, you're wrong, right? You feel like attacking back. And that's the last thing you want to do. You want to be able to observe yourself being defensive, breathe into it, right? And then take action. Because then you're taking action with an open mind. Yeah, that's how you do it. Look, I know it may not be, this is not a video of exactly what you got to say, but this is more of being able to confront a guy is more about, it primarily has more to do about self-awareness at the end of the day. That's what it is. Because when you're confronting and calling a guy out on his BS and you're self-conscious, being self-conscious is not being self-aware. Being self-conscious is being in those thoughts and being those thoughts. Self-aware is observing those thoughts. Observing and seeing those thoughts arise in and out of your consciousness. So now when you take action, you don't take action as your thoughts. You take action as the observer of your thoughts. And usually it's unfiltered. Usually it's not based on past experiences. It's based on the present moment. So that any action you take, anything that you say, is going to be out of presence. For example, if a girl's supposed to go out with me and she doesn't go out because she flaked on me, and I'm acting from neediness, what am I going to do? I don't know. But I know one thing is that if I allow the neediness to dictate my behavior, it's going to come out shitty. So what do? If a girl flakes on me, observe the emotion, right? Notice it, and ask yourself, how can I have fun right now? How can I say this while having fun? Yo, I'm going to hurt you next time, girl. What the hell are you? LOL. Like you just send like a funny text and you're just enjoying yourself while you're saying it. Right? You're not saying, oh, how can I say this without making him angry? Nah, man. See, you're gonna fuck it up, right? He's gonna feel that. You gotta do it in a way that you're not looking for an outcome, but rather it's freedom of outcome. You know? Anyways, Alex from mindfultraction.org. I hope you guys enjoyed this. It's a nice day, yo. Look at this shit, right? Look. So nice, right? Look at that. Right? It's beautiful. Goddamn shit. Little turtles and shit. You got little Franklins. It's a little family right there. Let me show you. Look. Let you zoom in, right? Let me see. There you go. All right. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Got the little family right there. Right. I think that's a single mother right there. I think all turtles are single mothers, right? That's what I think. Who knows? Anyways, I think how you go back, right? There you go. Okay. Anyways, it's Alex from confront.org. I hope you guys have a good day. Bye bye.